Alright, guys and girls, this is Jerningham here. I thought I'd mention London's newest care ambulance team are called Medic Free. Will they do this the rest of the UK, Northern Ireland, Scotland, and Wales? Will they have different teams like this in the fire service, ambulance, army, doctors, nurses? Will they come up with some more staff or staff to put more staff in, replace other staff, and build up more police forces, ambulance, doctors, nurses, teams, and so they're not a struggle. As you know, at the minute with 5,000, is it 5,000 short police officers? They could put the community support officers into more jobs, or will they hire out more people? Not everybody wants to be an ambulance or a fire service or army person or a doctor or a nurse or uh, So this is kind of a good idea, I think, in my part, and everybody else has probably agreed with it as well. So let's see what new kind of services they've got in this video. I'm going to press play, if that makes any sense.
Our home editor, Jason Farrell, joins this new team called Medic 3 as they race through London on life-saving missions. His reports contains some flashing images.
Take the next left.
Air ambulance staff don't always travel by helicopter. In London, it's not possible after dark.
Follow the road round to the right.
Another misconception is that they're designed to quickly shift people back to hospital.
And then in 300 metres we'll be turning right.
But this is expertise racing to the sea. John and Sam hope that they can save lives on the spot.
Mileage is 11.3, we are patient side.
We've arrived at a road traffic accident.
Hi guys, I'm John, this is Sam, just coming with one of the paramedics. Wiggle your toes? Yeah. And where does it hurt here?
There you go.
It was thought a patient was having breathing difficulties, but in fact he's okay and can be looked after by the ambulance staff.
Roughly about 1 in 1,000 calls will have the need for an advanced trauma team. And these are patients that either won't survive to hospital or will do significantly worse without the advanced interventions that we can bring. Our most common call, sadly, in London is shootings and stabbings, so what we call penetrating trauma. Continue straight on at these lights.
What happens next is two jobs come in almost at once.
When the road splits, you'll be taking the left-hand fork straight on.
Across London, two lives hang in the balance.
100. Second exit, 12 o'clock.
Before now, London's air ambulance only had one vehicle operating at night and would have to choose. But with this new team, one can go to a stabbing in East London while we head towards someone who's had a dangerous fall. It's estimated this one extra team could save hundreds of lives this winter.
We've got a clock behind those here.
Yeah. It's a serious head injury. The street emergency room is set up.
I think I'll go straight for the tube if you chuck us that. Yeah.
We've agreed not to show anything that might identify the patient, but early intervention's done, she's taken to hospital. On what's called a code black, a full trauma team is waiting in surgery. John provides care in the ambulance and Sam follows.
The ambulance crew on scene were doing a fantastic job when we got there, but she was unconscious, and she was so deeply unconscious that she actually wasn't managing to maintain her own airway. So she needed intubation, she needed an anaesthetic outside of hospital, which is something that the road ambulance is not able to give her.
This is the most stressful job I've observed. They negotiate London with the skill of rally drivers, then immediately switch to lifesavers. And sadly, in this case, John had the added burden of telling family members the patient wasn't going to make it.
You do your job, and you're there for the patient, you're there for that patient's family. But you take some of it home with you, because you have to give a little bit of yourself when you talk to these families and you look after these patients, because otherwise you're not doing the job right. And that layers up over time. And I think one of the things about COVID and this last 20 months in healthcare has been everybody's having these things, but no one's had that time to process and release that pressure.
But life goes on, and so does saving lives. The next call could come at any moment.
Ready to go again.
Wow.
Jason Farrell, Sky News.
Well, it's a good idea what they're doing. I mean, they need more people to help people, and it'll save more lives. Good idea. Why don't they just use helicopters at night time and don't make a lot of noise? Then they can get to places, can't they? Instead of waking people up when they fly over your house when you're trying to sleep, day or night time. Anyway, guys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me. See you next one. Peace.